So I'm doing these tasting episodes to help you make your buying decisions more easily. And I've been drinking wines for a half century. And I've been collecting wines and in the wine business for over 4 decades. So hopefully all my past experiences will help you make better buying decisions. So we're going to start out with the Chateau Fonbelle Saint-Emilion 2016. 2016 is considered to be an excellent, to some people say potentially a great vintage in Bordeaux. Fonbelle is owned by the same owner of Chateau Ozon, Alain Vaultier. The 2016, when I tasted it, and I've had a number of 2016 Bordeaux's recently, and they've really gone into a shell. Everything is there, but the flavors are very muted, and I think the 16s are going to need a good amount of time to open up. But everything is there to be a wonderful wine. The Fonbelle is light to medium bodied, and it's going to be a good wine, but you can't touch it for 3 or 4 years. And it has good Saint-Emilion character, but it's inexpensive, $25. And the second wine is from Chianti, from Tuscany, Volapia, Chianti Classico 2017. And my favorite Chianti estates and wines from Tuscany are the ones that are higher up in altitude, because they can get the cool nights. They have the warm days and the cool nights, and they have good acidity. And I find the same thing with the Brunello estates that I like. This wine is light-bodied, crisp, clean, and has that orange peel that you get out of Chianti, out of Sangiovese grape. And it's really good with tomato-based dishes. I like it a lot. It's not a big, overwhelming wine. It's a great food wine with Italian food. The third wine is Kirkland, which is Costco's brand. And this is K-Vine Luke Slope Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State. This wine is made by Charles Smith, who's considered a winemaking wizard up there. He makes a lot of different wines, and he makes a big style of wine. And I must say, this is the 2020 vintage. It's very young, but it's a mouthful of wine, and it's ripe. It's delicious. It has deep cherry, dark berry qualities to it, mouth-filling, and at a price like $15, I think it's an excellent value. So if you see it, pick it up. The fourth wine is Marquis de la Concordia Luganella, which is a Crianza. And a Crianza in Spanish wines is usually the youngest wine. Reserva is next, the Grand Reserva, and then they have Selection Especial and all those other things. But the youngest wines are Crianzas. So this is a 2018 Rioja, and I liked it. It's very light, but it tastes like a marriage of old world Rioja with a little bit of sweet oak to it. But there's some fruitiness to it. Very light. Should be drunk in the next year or two. But under $10, it was good. So if you see that, pick that up. The fifth wine is Chateau La Rose de Pan, Bordeaux, 2019. And 2019 and some of the wines from 2020 are hitting the markets. And I've been tasting, some of the minor wines are out, the Petit Chateaus, and I've had some good ones. But this ain't one of them. It's light-bodied. It's coarse, and it's just acidic, and there's no reward at the end. The finish is the fruit just cuts off, and to me it's a nothing burger. You can go on to other things. The sixth wine is a cellar selection from my cellar, Calon Segur Senestaff 2000. 2000, an outstanding vintage in Bordeaux, and I bought a good amount of it. And I did taste it out of barrel, and the wines generally have a lot of tannins, but very concentrated in fruit. But it's taken a long time for those wines to come around, but they're coming around now. So the Calon Segur, to me, is the second best. Montrose is considered to be the first, and some people say Coesternel is better, but I think Coesternel and Calon Segur are very, very close. So the 2000 Calon Segur, rich, deep, and Senestaff, you have that clay soil, that rich soil, fantastic length, and being over 20 years of age, it still has a good 10 years to go, but mouth-filling and really good Senestaff. The seventh wine is a wine from Chile. Ravenal Grand Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon, and I said from Chile, 2019 vintage. And I like Chilean wines a lot, and especially Cabernets. They make all the varietals. I think they make very good Sauvignon Blanc too. But Cabernet, it's very much in the mold of Bordeaux. But this wine isn't. This wine is not in the mode of a Bordeaux. It's very big, it's very chunky, it's husky. It's not a bad wine, but it's too rough for me. I like when I think of Bordeaux style, roundness, charm, and some soft fruit. This is fruit, but the tannins are a bit obtrusive. And even though it was very inexpensive, I would buy something else from Chile. Number 8 is Cambria Estate Bottled Pinot Noir Julia's Vineyard, which is in Santa Maria County in California, which is a cooler district. Now, Cambria is owned by Jackson Estates. And I think I've said before on this channel that I like the Jackson Estate Pinot Noirs and some of the Chardonnays because they're not over the top like a lot of other Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs are from other companies in California. This wine, beautiful fruit, soft, light to medium bodied, very cherry fruit, charming, has nice acidity, pleasurable length, very easy to drink, not to be aged, but to be drunk in the next few years. But a wine of charm and well made. And they make a lot of this wine, but the wine I feel is very good. Number 9 is another cellar selection, and it's a Burgundy. It's Cheviot, Nuit Saint-Georges, Les Calais, and Les Calais and Saint-Georges are the two top vineyards in Nuit Saint-Georges. And this is the 2009 vintage, and Robert Cheviot is one of the better producers of Nuit Saint-Georges. And this is very typical of the 2009. It's big, it's round, it's fruity. Maybe it's not classical like the 10s are, but the 9s is so delicious, round in the mouth. And it's an excellent Nuit, and it's balanced still, and it'll age well, even though it's a little low in acidity. So the 10th wine is Tomasi Raphael Valpolicella Classico, 2019. And I don't know how many times I want you to hear this. Drink wines that are easy to drink, light-bodied, so you don't have to think about it. When you come home from a tough day and you don't want to think about what wine you're going to choose and you want something that's versatile, Valpolicella, Bardolino, or very nice, easy-to-drink wines, plummy fruit, very good acidity, very easy to drink. You don't have to think much about it. It's just delicious and very easy to drink a few glasses. So try that wine. It's a go-to wine for me. And the last wine is another cellar selection, Laurent Perrier, 2002 vintage champagne. And I like Laurent Perrier. It's very elegant, very minerally, and the 2002, excellent vintage. A little bit of brioche in there, a little bit of toast, but still very elegant. And those are the wines I can recommend for now.